And you know what? I can't even let this slide. Like, I was gonna go to sleep, but I just had like a little bit more energy just to say this. So, um, I'm not letting it slide at all. So, the lady got in my comments that talking about, oh, because we never tell the truth on why two light skinned people, biracial light skinned people, any type of light skinned person gets in there and gets together and has kids who of a darker hue is because we have darker skinned parents, which isn't true because skin color is a polygenic trait, meaning it could skip generations, show up later, you know, which is true. But do they ever admit that the reason that they have light eyes, curly hair, and um other features isn't because of their bullshit Eve gene and they're really not that special? It's because they have mulatto origins. That's why we need to start calling this out. Because if you don't, you're not really spreading the awareness. And if you are one of the people who feel like you can be combative with them, I'm telling you, you are not in any way making their ignorance any better by making them think that that's not what they come from. No, you have this type of eyes. If they was light skinned, you gonna call it out and call them this, even though they may be majority black like you, but you damn sure ain't fool nothing. So you gotta call that out. And I know this is gonna be kind of annoying because I made 3 different parts. And you thought there was gonna be 3 different endings. No, I mean it was 3 different endings. You thought it was gonna be ended the first video. No, like I'm putting this all into one video, and it ain't gonna be like edited very good. They're delusional. So see the manipulation and gaslighting tactics that they use, that we don't ever tell the truth, but they ever been talking about the Eve gene. So wait, apparently they only consider biracials who come from a black mother black. Now if you talk to the dark skinned man, they feel like, who's an Israelite or some shit, they feel like they are superior. And I can get into that ideology, and I could tear into it. I could rip into it. I could, oh my gosh. When it comes to like the Israelite conversation, like I could shit on them. Like there's nothing they can say to me. You know, they don't really have no. They're just egotistical. Lots of them are disgusting. Um, because if you subscribe to it, a lot of shit I deal with. Anyway, both ideologies to me is crazy. Like it's crazy, but we're hearing that more recently. So now they want to consider them black, but they do the same gaslighting shit. They do. But you saying ain't nobody who got a white mother black. So if that's the case, then why the fuck is that I see so many biracial females with white mothers who create kids with all different types of colors and different skin colors, hair colors, eye colors? They must have the Eve gene then, right? But that couldn't be passed because that would be passed. It would have to be passed through the mother's X chromosome. Not the father's. In order for it to be the Eve gene, it would have to come from the maternal line. And that's how they said. If you subscribe to that, you can't argue with that. If you subscribe to that belief, then you can't argue with that. That's what y'all say. It can't be because dad has passed you his black mother's X chromosome. I'm sorry, like, no. Like, that's not why. You know, it would have to be through your mitochondrial DNA. Now, I don't know how much y'all get into science, but some people disagree that mitochondrial DNA can only come from the mother side. 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to be. There has been certain cases where it's evenly, but even in this majority of your mitochondrial DNA comes from the mother's line. Rarely ever do you get your fucking paternal grandmother's mitochondrial DNA. It's just, you know, that's a big science. You know, no scientist ever agrees with the next scientist. You know, it all comes down to general consensus, like anything does. Majority wins. But yeah. And one thing I want to call out is that with these dumbass ideologies, these motherfuckers don't even know if they're really Israel, like, by their own standards. Now, we could rip into that as far as that even being factual, them being the real Israel. I'm talking about in the sense of how do you identify if you are Israelite? Because 4 generations back, their great grandfather, who had a paternal haplogroup that came from Europe, passed that down to you because he was white, and before that, and before that, and before that, and after that, and after that, because it all came, that haplogroup is traced back to one place and is passed through, is not changed. Same with the maternal line. So this is what I don't get. Do you feel like because you have certain features that it's not how that works? What makes you an Israelite? Because your father's dark skinned? Because there's a lot of dark skinned people who have a paternal haplogroup that is from Europe. There's white people who carry African maternal or paternal haplogroups. I've seen black people who carry Asian, not even Southeast Asian, but East Asian paternal or maternal haplogroups. Pitch black. How the fuck are you gonna tell me with the ideology that you know that you're Israelite or not? So where the fuck does this Israelite black mama fucking superiority fucking complex, where does this come from? Where the fuck, where does any of this nonsense come from? Where does mitochondrial Eve gene bullshit come from? It's really like this pseudoscience. Because everything they say contradicts them. They can't even find a valid argument to prove that what they're saying is true. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sick of that shit. Like, I'm gonna call it out. Like, I'm so tired, but I had to get my points up. I might even talked about this earlier, but I just didn't like really expand into the topic as far as I could have, because I was still over the place, trying to make a choice whether or not I was gonna go deeper or to switch the subject to save the time and get everything in, you know. But I'm at the point where, like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Like, I'm gonna get everything in as much as I can, you know. And it's crazy. Like, it really is crazy. Like, y'all don't be calling these people out. You know, you let them go by this back turn. Well, most of them really aren't. This shit don't say 100%. They not even like in the late 90s. They like 80% black, 70. just like a lot of y'all, but you have more recent admixture per se, like more recent people, but you 70, 80% black. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it's not about the percentage. But I'm trying to point out to the fact that it don't matter if you are on higher levels, even if you're 90, they don't fuck with you because you're light skinned, because they know where that light skin comes from in their eyes. And they wish they had it because they want to be the white boy's best friend, and they are. They're compatible with each other. With each other. Fuck, oh my gosh, with each other. Listen, point being, don't fall for them gaslight tactics. I can't believe this dumbass really had the nerve to really come to me on this platform and try to even come at me like that. That's wild. Like, who do you think you are? Like, to come tell me that, like, really come here and tell me some shit like that? It's crazy to me. Like, we never tell the truth. But you walk around talking about, I got EG, and I'm this and I'm that. You know what I'm saying? I'm this and that. Just to not say that you have a lot of people in your family. And you come from black lineage. You just have fucking loose hair and light eyes for no reason. Like, usually the people I see with loose hair and light eyes that are light skinned actually have more black DNA than the people who are loose haired, light eyed, and dark skinned. But we ain't gonna talk about that though. So I'm saying it's not about the DNA, it's about the skin color. And I'm calling out all hypocrisy. I couldn't believe the shit that I said. Like, there's so much comments that I ain't even, like, it wasn't even on my channel, is that I've seen. I'm like, yo, I should really show this. But I'm like, coming from light skinned people, so I don't really give a fuck about what these dark skinned people got. We don't have to explain ourselves to them. But this is as for, like, awareness as an example. But like I said, let's focus less on what the fuck they saying, use it as awareness, but try to get our point out there and work on actually building something from the ground up. For real. Actually building something where we start getting some circulation and actually get people to flock here and flock here. You know, like I said, it doesn't take a loyal, all it takes is a loyal group of people to start something bigger than themselves. You know? It only takes a loyal group of people to do that. But if you don't do that, man, look where we gonna end up. We gonna end up just like we was before. And that means nowhere, because you ain't fucking move at all. We had to pick up the pieces that we was left with. You know? And it's better to go somewhere than nowhere. But alright, y'all. Appreciate it. This is actually the last part of the video. That's it. Thank you. Bear with me.